Welcome to the Travel Smart channel and our video on travel hacks, flying with alcohol, domestic flights, and bringing alcohol back from Mexico to the United States. In this video, we'll share some tips and tricks on how to bring alcohol with you on your flights, and some tips on how to bring alcohol back with you when you travel outside the country to places like Cancun, Mexico. I'll even throw in a little known travel hack on how to bring shots with you when you go to the airport. If you enjoy this video, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the Travel Smart channel, as we'll be posting new Travel Smart videos soon. When traveling, you can find some nice liquor options that you just don't find at home. Whether that's some interesting tequilas, some hard-to-find whiskey, some exotic rums, or just some great duty-free prices on your favorite wine and spirits. But it can be challenging figuring out the best way to get these back home with you. The simplest way is to pack them in your checked luggage. According to TSA.gov, as of this recording, you are allowed to bring alcoholic beverages with more than 24% alcohol, but not more than 70% alcohol, or up to 140 proof, in your checked luggage. Each passenger can have up to 5 liters in their checked luggage, but it must be unopened and in its original retail packaging. Now, there are a couple of obvious challenges to bringing booze back in your checked bags. The first is, how do you keep them from breaking? Wrapping them in clothes has worked for me in the past, but it's a little scary thinking about a bottle of red wine that could get broken and leaks all over your clothes and personal items. I prefer to use wine bags or bottle protectors to wrap them up and prevent them from breaking. Most of these bags actually seal, so that if a bottle were to break, it would at least help keep the leaking from getting all over the contents of your luggage. I'll put a link to an example of a bottle protector in the description of this video. The second major concern about packing alcohol in your checked bags is, how do you keep your bags from being overweight if you're adding several bottles of alcohol to your luggage? I typically handle this in a couple of ways. Most airlines allow you to bring one carry-on, one personal item on the plane with you. So I might pack my bags a little light when I leave, and then I bring a checked bag, a carry-on, and then I use a backpack as my personal item. As long as the backpack fits under the seat in front of you, it counts as a personal item. You can pack some heavier items that might weigh down your checked bag in either your carry-on or your backpack on the way home. I also sometimes will pack a foldable bag inside my checked bag when I leave home. And then I can use that bag flying home and have an extra checked bag or a carry-on. If you fly Southwest, you get 2 checked bags at no additional cost. And that's a great time to use that strategy. Even if you have to pay for an extra checked bag on the way home, it might be worth it depending on the value of the booze that you're bringing back with you. Before we get into the details on bringing booze back in the United States from Mexico and the travel hack on bringing shots with you on the plane, let's talk about a couple of other options on bringing bigger bottles back with you. The airlines typically offer boxes that you can pack alcohol in and check. United Airlines, for example, has padded boxes that cost approximately $30 to purchase and check. And then you just pick up that box at baggage claim. You could also purchase a wine suitcase if you're traveling with expensive bottles and want to protect your investment. We'll typically have wineries ship wine directly to us if we're going to a winery. The problem there is sometimes they aren't licensed to ship to certain states, or maybe even just some of their products are available to ship to certain states. I'm including a link to some wine suitcases in the description of this video for you as well. Now, let's move on to bringing alcohol from places like Cancun, Mexico. The best way to do this is to place the bottles in your checked bags like we discussed before. You can also buy alcohol at the airport. There's a huge duty-free liquor store in the Cancun airport. There's tons of variety and some nice bottles you can find in stock. The trick is getting the bottles through security when you get back to the United States. If you buy it in the airport, you've already cleared security and your bags have already passed through security. So you just place them in your carry-on, or you just bring the bags with you on the plane. The tricky part gets to when you land in the US. We've bought booze before in the Bahamas, took it on the plane with us, and no problem. But in the Nassau airport, you actually pass through U.S. customs while you're still in the Bahamas. So when you get off the plane in the U.S., you're good to go. But in Cancun, you don't go through U.S. customs until you get back to the U.S. For us, we were traveling back through Houston. If you have a connecting flight, you have to pick up your luggage, then recheck it, and go back through security. The best thing to do here is to stop and place your booze that you bought in Cancun into your check luggage before you recheck it for that next flight. You can move some stuff around in your bags from the check to your carry-on if you need to make room. But if you try to take the bottles through security, you're likely going to have it taken away from you or have to go back out, get out of line, go back to the airline counter and recheck your bags and then go back through the security line again. It's best to just move everything to your check luggage before you recheck your bags. And now, for your bonus hack on getting shot bottles with you on the plane. Many people don't realize that you can take these shot bottles with you just by simply placing them in a quart bag inside your carry-on bag. Just like other liquids that you bring on the plane, like shampoo or mouthwash, as long as it's less than 3.4 ounces, you put it in the quart bag and take them right through security. In fact, you can take as many as you can fit in the quart bag. So break out your Tetra skills and pack them in tight. Now, it is against airline policies and even FAA policies to consume your own booze on the plane, but use them in the airport or at your final destination. They do come in very handy in your hotel when you get to your final destination, or even in the airport while you're waiting for your flight. You could doctor up your Chick-fil-A soda. Cheers! I hope that you've enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the Travel Smart channel. And as always, travel smart, my friends.